One of the worst school shootings in American history occurred at the Red Lake Indian Reservation in northern Minnesota. While out visiting a Minneapolis homeless encampment, I met one of the shooting survivors, in whose classroom the worst of the carnage took place. This is her story of this American tragedy.
It was Monday, March 21st, 2005. And he was only in our room for 90 seconds. But it was the last hour of the day, and our teacher, she was like feeling some type of way because her car got hit or something, and she made us just come in the classroom and sit down and shut up and do our work. And she locked the door because she didn't want to deal with all the people that were late. Everyone that came to the door had to knock, right? So then we're sitting down and there's a knock at the door, and it's one of our classmates' mom. She comes in to bring us the our basketball and cheerleading pictures that she took of us, and we get up and we try and go stand and we hear some thuds, and my friend, she was just joking around oh, that's probably my boyfriend who's mad or whatever, and our teacher tells us to go sit back down, and as we're going to sit back down, yeah, it just sounded like somebody banging on the wall. And as we're going to sit back down, somebody comes pounding on the door and screaming for Miss Dodds, and Miss Dodds opens it, and it's one of my her name is Deshina. She's an upperclassman. She threw her books on the ground and she's covering her head. She's like, "There's he shot her. He's like, Mr. Rogers, he shot Mr. Rogers," and she's like, "What are you talking about?" And then as she's saying that, there's a security guard that peeks her head in and tells us to shut off the lights and get down and whatever, because there's somebody in the school with a gun. The next knock at the door is, remember our friend, our classmate's mom that brought the pictures? She ended up back in our classroom. And then she's sitting there trying to calm her down, and then the next knock is Miss Rogers. She's like, "I'm good, I'm fine." Had she not came into our room, he probably wouldn't have came into it. Shortly after that, all you hear is a big old pop, and then all I remember seeing is some combat boots step through that window next to the door. Even though the door was locked, he just shot out the window next to it. And it's not that wide, so he had to come in sideways, but then he came in and Miss Rogers seen him, and she just started backing up, and as she's backing up, she's starting to pray, thank God, whatever, and bang, he just shoots her right in the middle of her eyes. And she's backing up towards us, so then, after he shoots her, she doesn't even, fall. She's, holding herself up like that. She's, this far from the chair. And sitting down like that, she's just like that.
Watching him and her as he shot her. So you saw it?
Yeah, because it was right there. She was backing up towards us. So, as she's backing up towards us, we're looking at the same thing she's looking at, but then she's just right here, she was right there and he's right there.
How many feet from you was she?
Where you are? She was that close,
and she died right away.
And then he said, "If anyone believes in God, you better ask him for help now." And all we heard was a no, and then bam, bam, bam. All I felt was my leg get hot as fuck, and then warm at the same time. All I heard was a no, and it was Chungela, and Chungela was the only one that wasn't under a desk or a table. So I don't know if that no saved him or what, but he didn't get shot or anything.
But Jeff started just shooting all over, and that's when he hit you. And
And then I opened my eyes and I just looked around and then, I don't know, he was gone. And everybody started getting up to try and call the cops, but the line was busy, so I know we all had to dial 911. And the one thing though that the Red Lake cops did get praised for is because they went in without waiting for a SWAT, and they're supposed to. So he leaves our room, and then we hear a couple more pops out there. That's when he shot another one of our classmates, but that was also his friend. He shot him right in the chest. And then he seen some kids running out of the school, and he starts shooting at them, and that's when he shot Cody, which is his classmate, in his butt. And then we hear another pop, and then another pop shortly after that. That's when the cops were shooting with him, and they shot him a couple times. And then he came back into our room and grabbed his shotgun and just. And then the Red Lake cop came in and handcuffed him, and then told us to leave. So when we're leaving, there's not a direct freaking, way out because there's bodies everywhere. And mind you, my classmate Jeff May, he was standing up. He got shot point blank by him because he tried to go and stab him. But when he got shot, he started having a seizure too. So he's just standing there, just banging off the freaking file cabinet. So he can't go that way, and the only way to go out is over his body. And then when I get out like that, I go into the hallway and I see Lance sitting there, and I'm like, come on, Lance. When we were laying down in there, it was Steve, myself, our classmate's mom, and then Lance. So we were all in the same spot. And Steve, he got shot in the eye and I got shot in the leg. And it took me a couple therapy sessions or whatever to remember, but I guess I saved his eye because I was sitting there holding him like that, and his eye in his socket, which is hard. I don't get how you forget that, but yeah. And yeah, with that, I forgot about it. So, and then with whenever Lance was sitting out there and I was telling him to go, I didn't know he got shot in his, in his chest. When he put his hand up, that bullet went through his hand and grazed his chin and bounced around in his chest.
He died?
So I didn't know, he didn't die. So I didn't know, so I'm like, why are you sitting down? Come on. And I'm helping him up as I'm limping around. And we hit that corner, and all we see is a barrel of a gun. And we're just like, because mind you, the Red Lake cops that came into whatever, they were wearing street clothes. You couldn't see nothing that indicated they were police at all. And when we just thought we were dead right there. He was like, go, and we just left. And then Lance he wouldn't let me leave his side either. And even when we got to the hospital and they tried to, separate us, he wouldn't let me go. The only one that didn't get shot that was under that table is our classmate's mom. And she was the only one that kept us calm because she was a mom, And I don't even know how she's doing right now. She got really bad after that. I don't know, everything just went bad after that. I tried not to, but whenever I made it home and they just kept calling me and telling me all my friends were dead, I accidentally broke the phone and my computer. Because I threw it. Whenever I got to the hospital and I took my shoe off, there's nothing but blood that fell out of my shoe. I don't know, it's just dumped out like water or something.
You were able to walk down the hall with your hip shot? Or thigh?
When I was helping Lance, he was also helping me. So So like we were like, you know. So he was on the side where I was like he was on this side because like this is where I needed help, you know.
And when Jeff came back in after being shot by the police, he went back into your room.
Yeah.
And did you see him kill himself?
Yep. I honestly want to say we all got to keep some of his blood on us. I was wearing a white sweater that day. I turned pink, basically. That day is what makes it so hard to send my kids to school. Cause like shortly after that day was, or you know, like the Newtown, Connecticut shooting. That shooting, them kids were 5.
Survivors of the 2005 Red Lake High School shooting are traveling to Newtown, Connecticut to be with the families of the Sandy Hook shooting victims.
As a community, we all hurt at the same time, going through the same thing. It's hard, but we just want them to know that they can get through it as a community and as individuals.
The group packed a van full of gifts, food, and other offerings, all donations from the community. And for those who could not make the trip, a Red Lake Nation flag signed by community members will travel with the group to Newtown.
I just want my baby to go to school and not come home like my friends did. And I think that's why I can't. I don't know. I feel like that's why you can't be sober or whatever. I mean, I know I can be. It's just I choose not to be, I guess, because it's the easiest way to dealing with the emotions. I don't know. It's my way of dealing with emotions, even though I'm not dealing with them.